In this video, we're going to be talking about limiting values of sequences. So before we do that, let's just talk about this question. What is the nth term of this sequence below? 3, 5, 7, 9, and so forth. So we're going to do our normal stuff. So we're going to look for the differences between these values. And if we work those out, the differences is 2. So we'll put that in front of an n. And if we find out our 0th term, so we'll be taking away 2 because we're going in the opposite direction. We're going to end up with a plus 1. So the nth term of this sequence is 2n plus 1. Now, we need to ask ourselves, what happens to this sequence as it goes on? So the next term is 11, 13, 15, and so on. And as this sequence goes on forever, it's going to get bigger and bigger to the point it kind of tends to infinity. It's always going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's now talk about a sequence like this. So we've got an nth term of the sequence. We've got 3n plus 5, all divided by 2n take away 7. And we're going to ask ourselves the same question. What happens as this sequence goes on? So let's just look at the first few. So when n equals 1, so we're going to substitute that in. So we're going to get 3 lots of 1 plus 5 over 2 lots of 1, take away 7, and that's going to be 8 over minus 5, so minus 8 over 5. Again, when n equals 2, we can work out, so it's going to be 3 lots of 2 plus 5 over 2 lots of 2, take away 7. We work that out, it's going to be 11 over minus 3. Now, we could work out some much bigger values. So how about n equals 100? What does that give us? Well, we're going to have 3 lots of 100 plus 5 over 2 lots of 100, take away 7. We're going to have 3 over 105 over 193. But what about when n equals 1,000? 3 lots of 1,000 plus 5 over 2 lots of 1,000, take away 7. 3,005 over 1,993. So what do we notice about this? Well, as these numbers are getting bigger and bigger, the impact that this plus 5 and take away 7 has becomes less. You see here, it's pretty much 300 over 200. Here, it's near enough 3,000 over 2,000, and it's getting closer to that. And if we simplify both of those things, it's going down to 3 over 2. So what we can say, as this sequence goes on, as n tends to infinity, these two things are going to become less impactful. So we're going to end up with something like this. 3n over 2n. But if we simplify that, we're going to end up with 3 over 2. Now what we have here is what we call a limiting value. As n tends to infinity, what does this sequence tend to? So let's have a look at another example. What is the limiting value of 2n take away 8 all over 5n plus 1? Well, we know when n tends to infinity, this take away 8 and this plus 1 is going to become less impactful. They're going to become insignificantly small. So we're going to end up with 2n over 5n, which we can cancel down to 2 over 5.